Lycan just now found out about the Chud clip from Progressive Victory. No way. Brother. Oh, brother.
Sunday in, and then I'm...
Okay, well, I guess we just watch more Sunday joins, and if there's other bits we want to see, we'll skip around to those as well. And we might go back into that call in a bit, but we'll just see some of this for now.
I'm gonna be right back in 90 seconds, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But no, I think that would be funny.
Okay.
Hey, Sunday, you're in. I'll be right back.
Less work too.
Oh,
so
I see how it is. You leave as soon as I come in.
I have to use the bathroom.
Jesus.
I'll be right back.
He's
Jstlk's
not
such a
well
fucking asshole.
organized.
How are you gonna make a poop
Why are you
come out
treating
in
Sunday
90
like
seconds?
that?
I've now
Oh my
walked.
God, Lav's so
I've now
gross.
walked back to
Oh
my
my
desk
God.
twice. Fuck, you made me misspeak, Kelly. Fuck you. I am very organized. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, and to Connor, by the way,
Loser.
if Connor listens at any point in time, counterpoints, you need to go in whenever Kelly misspeaks. That is such an easy dunk. If Kelly misspeaks publicly, you need to destroy her the moment it happens. Leave no room for breathing, to correction, okay? You miss that whiff, you're
Dude,
gonna get ate up alive, okay?
He can
Connor's
also just
voice
make
lulls
sense
me
if
to
he wants to
sleep.
win.
It literally lulls me to sleep. I was hanging around, fell asleep within 10 minutes of that VC.
Just
It's
got to speed
beautiful.
up, and also I'm going to
Yeah, you were
smoke.
gone the
so
entire fucking time.
just letting you guys know.
I fell
just letting you
asleep.
guys know.
I'm telling you, Connor's voice is very I
At your
don't know.
desk. When
It's
did you get up?
effeminate, estrogenic.
No. I was in bed all day yesterday because I've been having diarrhea.
Oh, God, the saga never ends with you and your poops, does it?
But also,
Have you,
I
have you
went to the
had
doctor and
any
my
tests
doctor-
done?
Fuck.
She
Do
said you went to the
tests,
hospital.
yes.
You should go back.
I did. Well, no. Apparently my levels are fine. I'm not
Ayo, was
dehydrated
that
or anything, so they
gifted?
don't they can't do
Thank
anything
you.
for
Don't
me.
be such a quack.
But they
Thank
gave me a
you.
new medication. My doctor thinks that I have ulcerative colitis. So now I'm on a new medication for ulcerative colitis, and I could potentially lose half of my hair. So that'd be fun.
Did they do autoimmune tests for you before assuming that?
Yeah, but autoimmune tests are I guess they're just hard to do with like Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, and I already have celiac disease, so I guess celiac pairs up with other autoimmune conditions a lot.
Right, is she actually talking about her fucking gut again, dude? Please stop this shit.
Oh shit.
That's fair. You have you read Gender Trouble yet?
Butler's gender trouble?
No, Con's Gender Trouble.
Yeah, I read it before we talked, buddy. You realize whatever. I'm not even gonna start that. I'm not even gonna start.
Oh, let's see. Dude, Lav, look at Lav stunned into silence. Usually Lav would not back down from a fight like that. But she knows. She knows there is no winning against Sunday. Her power level is just not high enough.
It's okay. When you told Boots you hadn't read it, that was just the ulcerative colitis. I understand.
No, I've read enough of it that you don't need to read an entire book to get the gist of what she's saying with gender trouble. In fact, because Butler is known for rambling,
man.
so you probably shouldn't read all of it.
It's like 200 pages. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm not going to
have
read
a little
200
grit.
pages of
Have a little
rambling.
grit. It's good for the bowels. What?
Yeah, no, I think any feminist that I respect also thinks that Butler's a joke. So I don't think I'll.
Who are you thinking of?
Who am I? What?
Who are the feminists you respect?
Louise Perry, Mary Harrington, Camille Paglia.
Camille Paglia. Okay, yeah, that checks out.
I'm not nerdy enough to understand this argument.
That is
Yeah,
fair.
I don't.
Are these people alive or dead?
They're.
Are you talking to us or the authors?
The authors.
This is also
Someday.
inability to take and form your own opinion off of what you've read. Is not a strength. Sunday.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
So you being you deferring
there's
to
two
Butler
ingredients there, though.
constantly is a little retarded.
Yeah, but there are two ingredients there. You have to be able to form your own opinion. True. You also have to be able to read the thing.
No,
apparently
you
you haven't,
no, you need to understand the concept more than you have
Still
to
young.
have read the whole book.
How do you know you've understood the concept enough if you haven't read even half the book? They read the rest of the
Because
book for a reason,
her concept is very easy to understand. Butler is elementary.
Right?
Gender is performance. It's immaterial. I mean, that is a very easy
Well, no,
concept to understand.
but a performance is material.
Yeah, she thinks so. I don't agree with that, and I don't
You
think she
think a
makes
performance is what, ether? What do you think?
she doesn't make the solid case that that gender is material enough to place it above sex in any substantial way.
She doesn't make the case that gender. Sorry, say it one more time. That was strange.
She doesn't make the case strong enough that gender should.
I don't give a fuck about Sunday and Lav arguing about Judith
You do this thing where
Holy
I will
fuck.
say something, you pretend that you don't understand what I'm saying.
Get me out.
Say it in another way, and then pretend like I'm the dumb one.
Oh, not quite. I actually think I understand what you're saying more
That's
than
what's
you
been
do.
happening.
Well, it has that has been what's been happening.
No, you say something and then he says no.
No, but then he repeats what I said in another way.
How are you, Chaeiry?
I
by the
don't
way? We haven't talked
think
in
that's
forever.
You kind of
Okay.
look like you're in school assembly.
Trying to make
Thanks,
sense of what's going on
Malsky.
Autistic feminist
Thanks,
discussion.
bestie.
Basically,
yeah.
I haven't read any of these books. I've got no opinion on any of it because it's just not something. Am I? I feel like I'm not so much. Jesus Christ! Thanks for
It's
getting
actually,
that
it's
posted, Chaeiry. I was
actually,
right-clicking
it's
on it.
actually, it's pretty fun when you actually get into it. But that's fair.
Fun is subjective. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would have a ton of fun. Did you watch the rest of that Wick conversation last night, Sunday? After you almost choked to death?
I saw portions. Did you see the one on tomfoolery afterwards?
I mean, I saw a little bit. I saw him like weirdly sexualizing Kelly. That was odd.
What?
What happened on
Who-
Tom's
Tom or
channel?
Wick? It sounds like a Tom thing.
Oh yeah, it was
Is
Tom.
it, is it
Tom after
weird?
Wick
Is it
left.
weird
my
to
God.
sexualize Kelly, or did you just not like that he was doing it?
Well, I didn't see it.
On a
but
stream, it's
I
kind
was
of
pointing.
weird, yeah.
Kelly saw it. I was just taking her description.
Especially after you spent the previous, I don't know how long, just talking negatively about me before then bringing up my Instagram.
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
this is...
Ayo, Kelly sex pest allegations against Tom. Ayo. I've got it on Deafen, Quella. Are we going for it? Is sex pest Tom a go? Operation, I don't know. What would we call an operation about Tom being a sex pest? I think. I can't come up with a creative name, guys. We're fucked.
Weird.
Why? Wait, what do you have to do with anything?
I was just talking about the
Operation
tweet
Peeping
yesterday on
Tom?
his stream.
Oh man,
Tom was
that is a
reacting to
good
it.
one.
Yeah. Cringe.
Yeah, you reacted to it. I didn't watch any of the Wick. Oh no, I did watch a little bit of the Wick convo, and that Kilo guy was kind of kneeling on him a little bit.
I
I
love
did.
Kilo.
I did see that. Yeah, I thought he was like very very close to Erudite. Like I thought he was like an Erudite mod or something, but apparently not.
No, he was I'm pretty sure he was a mod for Mr. Girl, but I know he was born out of that
Jesus.
community.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Wait, why did I don't know? I'm so confused. Did Kelly Jean's Instagram come up yesterday, or that's just like
I don't
Tom's
know why he
investigation?
posted
Tom put it on the stream.
Operation Peeping Tom is a banger. I won't be giving you credit.
List these people from biggest ego to smallest ego. Wick, Mama Max, Connor Points, Brian Nawu, Keffels, and 2024 presidential candidate Jen Cougar.
I'm gonna have to pull up this, don't I? Because I don't have the dashboard still. Though today my OBS did not say that it was crashing, which is a huge improvement. $10 a doobie. Biggest ego to smallest. Biggest ego gotta be Mama Max, probably, because he like actually is like insane. Then Brianna Wu, then Wick, then Keffels, then Chaeiry, then Counterpoints. I think that's all in it.
For no reason. I don't know why. It was weird.
Pull up the Tom VOD.
Okay,
Yeah, it's on his VOD, I imagine.
pull it up. Let's see what Tom said.
TikTok.com/Tom.
I would imagine it was near to the start because I didn't watch that much of it.
I think it was much nearer to the end because they.
Really?
Oh, maybe not.
Oh.
Maybe not.
Actually, I
So,
could be wrong.
So Jstlk, so you brought the rest of the stream. Was there something that you were hoping to see, or?
No, I thought so. I started eventually. I feel like you guys fucked up by continually bringing up Wick's teeth because I think there was actually like real substantive like disagreements you could have, and you guys kept bringing up Wick's teeth, so it just looked like you guys hated Wick.
This guy is retarded. Jstlk is like so DGG mind locked. He can't conceive. I tried having this. I've had this argument with him already. He can't conceive of the idea that there are people who actually think it's funny and epic when you insult people in an argument. If you're giving an argument and insulting someone, that's not an ad hominem. That's an insult. And as long as you're still giving an argument, there's still going to be people that are going to still going to be people who are convinced by it. Fuck me, I keep tripping on my words. Jesus. It's just gay to be like, don't insult people, get sidetracked. It's like, look, bro, it's not always about making a fucking substantive point. It's about being entertaining. And plus there is a serious point behind the teeth stuff, which is that there has not been any transparency in that either. No accountability in that. Once again, when no one knows what the fuck he's done with this money. It's been a year. And he said he still will get his teeth fixed. He will get his teeth fixed. He still implied that he has not gotten any work done on his teeth.
So I think you guys kind of fucked up doing that.
To be honest, I don't think the stakes are particularly high with Wick at all here. I think the only reason why people are bringing up Wick's teeth is just as another example of him being dishonest with other people's money.
Sure, but I do think he. So
Yeah.
from what I heard, he was quite honest about the fact that he did go back in, that the price had gone up, and that he was waiting until he could collect the rest of the money from.
Well, I mean,
someone
but
else.
that's clearly untrue though, because what would happen under those circumstances is you would go back to your audience and say, "Hey, gang, it ended up being a lot more expensive than I thought it would be. I'm going to probably need an extra $2,000-$3,000 or something. But in the meantime, I've got this other work, so I'm going to use the money for that. Thanks so much for your support." And there wouldn't be an argument about it for like a year, right?
Well, I listen. That is what I think happened, apparently. So that's
Yeah,
what I
I
was
think-
told that it seemed like it happened,
Sure.
but I don't know that he
I watched
actually
that
went and
Sunday
got
stream.
more done.
I watched a Sunday stream when you were like listing off all of the things that Wick has done like since then. Like he's raised money to go to this event, go to that event, to get this video game, to get Baldur's Gate 3. Like the idea that he's like, I don't know, even actively trying to fix his tooth, I don't think it's easy for anybody to see.
I
I
would say
also
it's
don't think
not
it
easy.
matters.
Sure.
I also don't think it matters.
Damn, Chaeiry spitting. Dude, the weird little outsider groups to DGG that are forming are so epic. It's so epic. It feels like finally there's some people around that have substantive disagreements with like the orbit. And because of Jstlk stream, they're able to actually argue about them and voice them, which is fun. It's actually fun. Thank God.
Matters. The main thing once again is like
It's funny.
this. Well, it's funny. The main thing isn't Wick. The main thing is what's effectively happened is Brianna Wu has paid a bunch of people to be her online friends, and now she's laundering that through PV, or it was until
that
recently.
that was
And-
my point.
Well, that's a great point. But once the point's made, it's like there's nowhere else to go here. Just listen to Connor waffle on in his nasally voice for 3 hours.
I
It's
just-
massive.
That is correct. That is the pot calling the kettle black.
You think
Okay,
my voice is nasally?
are we gonna attack
Yeah,
Sunday for his
yeah.
voice? I feel like
My voice? No. Attack
probably
with
the
my
one
voice
voice.
is fine. I know
I
how
don't
I
know if I
sound
was
like.
attacked so much
but
as it was just
nasally?
funny because I think that you have a pretty notable nasally voice. Yeah.
Nasally.
Yeah, it's like deep in the back of your nose,
Hmm.
like in your sinuses. You have like a sinus voice.
No, I think that would be a nasally voice, right? But this is not a nasally voice.
That-
In the back of my nose?
Why is she coming for Sunday?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
feel
can
like,
hear it
I feel like
on
I can
your
attack
vowels.
Sunday for a lot of things, but like the one thing,
I know,
you know,
why?
people who hate him
Yes,
grew up
I think
is
that's
the
I think
voice.
that's not an attack.
There's an association when you say
Oh, I'm not
nasally,
offended.
people,
I'm just confused.
people think of
Oh
a
my
higher
God.
pitch, and Sunday has a very deep voice, so they wouldn't associate it with nasally.
I'm like in the bottom of my throat. That's not nasally.
I don't think so at all. I think you're in the top and the back of your nose.
Interesting.
Sunday's so
We should
cool,
just
man.
agree to disagree.
Sunday's so
Move on.
cool.
I
I
don't
love
think we're gonna come to
Sunday.
any consensus on this.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so
God, worst content creator ever.
with the
Just
PV
like
stuff.
holy.
Oh my God, tell him again that he's nasally, and then he's gonna say he's not. I need to
No,
hear that 12
actually,
more times.
while
Keep
I say
going,
something,
keep
really
going.
harp on it
No,
and
no,
make it
no.
a problem
Keep
that it's not.
Keep going,
Hang on,
keep
hang
going.
on. Wait. I'm convinced.
Why do we
My
care
voice
if
is
he's
nasally.
nasally or not?
Apparently, it's good content,
Fuck's sake.
according to Lav.
Oh my- No, it's
I'm
not.
sure you're all-
That's good
I'm sure
content.
you're all
It's
so
that
glad you
you
brought me on.
are. Ugh. Holy cow.
Jesus,
No,
Sunday
Lav
just
I
dogged
feel like
it.
attacking
Yeah,
Sunday for his
high-pitched nasally
voice
voice.
is the same thing as people who like try to call Lav ugly.
What is an
Okay.
attack for you? What does attack
Okay,
mean
wait.
to you?
Jstlk, this is oddly touching, but it's really okay. Like the honor of my voice does not need to be defended here. We're good.
All right. Well,
All right.
I was just talking about how with that stuff, I think it is low stakes. I don't think it's like a big deal. It was just I got frustrated that people were I think some people were saying there's like nothing wrong here. There's like absolutely no questionable stuff here at all, and it's like no, there's some questionable stuff. I think it's like obvious there's some questionable stuff, which it's like questionable at very low stakes. So it's like
Well, I think honestly, 90% of it is nobody would honestly give a damn. This kind of thing happens everywhere. Nobody would care as much if they weren't just so goddamn obnoxious about it.
And
By they, I mean
obnoxious.
the suspects that were sort of on here yesterday, Sorcher.
It's just like they make it seem suspicious. Like, Lycan, I love you, but like you're in the chat, you look bothered that PV stuff is being talked about right now. Just keep talking about it until it's an issue.
He is
in PV. It's
bothered.
like, this stuff like this makes it feel more sus than it, I think, needs to be.
yeah, it's just-
WBC behavior.
I think, honestly, between
WBC.
a
No,
lot of
he
them, I
hasn't
think,
done anything weird, but just like inserting to say like you're just disapproval in seeing it talked about
No,
creates
that was a
more
joke
of like,
based on that was a
oh,
joke based
okay.
on what Lav said. She said, just keep talking about it, referring to the Sunday's voice thing. I'm like, that's kind of what's happening with the PV thing. Like,
I
saying-
associate it with your PV comment. Okay.
it was like with Jstlk saying, it's like that's any issues are really like low stakes issues. And I'm like, yeah, but the way it was being talked about yesterday on the stream I listened to this morning, it's like, damn, you might think some senators were getting some secret money.
Boo-hoo.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that was my example to show the ethical like oversight or like the possible ethical implication that like you can say that a gift doesn't change somebody's opinion or that like they're even being told not to change their opinion, but like obviously the monetary incentive.
People
Well,
care
so
about
like-
this too much.
like
People
in my
care
life,
too
it's
much.
a
Stop
different
caring.
time.
Stop
Yeah,
talking
sorry.
about it so much.
So the way the
Shove it down,
and
Goy.
I might be. Is that Kelly's echo?
Yeah, I just sorry, my headset came out.
I mean, Lycan, this is apparently a bathroom stream, so you can just call from there.
No, I just finished, but thank you. So like some of the things I heard talked about yesterday, and I think Connor hit some nails on the head, but like to thread the needle on what happens in these meetings is that everyone is doing politics throughout the week. So everyone's already engaged in progressive politics. Connor, I think, has made the case for why he's involved, and I don't think there's really any reason to debate that. Like he has supported DeSantis up until DeSantis dropped out. You know, he wasn't gunning for Biden with us. It's just like, hey, if it's going to be Trump or Biden, I'm going Biden because pro-democracy, right? But as far as everyone else, everyone is doing this stuff all throughout the week anyway. They're already progressive. So in those meetings, everyone comes with different things that are happening through the week when it comes to American politics or global politics as far as an American standpoint, and discusses them. And then it's like, hey, here's everything that we brought to the table so that we can help each other expand the content. Take what you like. We'll have debates about it during the conversation, and then it's go forth and talk about what you other expand the
So
content.
did they
take-
just
and
give
just-
more
everyone's
detail
for
in these
democracy, right?
meetings?
But as far
Let's
as
go
everything
back.
else throughout the week, so everyone's already engaged. And
Also, let me put my camera back on. Something lazy. Let's make use of this new set. Okay?
in progressive politics. Connor, I think, has made the happens. So
It's apparently a bathroom stream, so you can just call from there.
no, I just finished, but thank you. So like some of the things I heard talked about yesterday, and I think Connor hit some things on some nails on the head. But like to thread the needle on what happens in these meetings is that everyone is doing politics throughout the week, so everyone's already engaged in progressive politics. Connor, I think, has
Everyone's
made
doing politics throughout the
case
week.
for why he's involved, and I don't think there's really any reason to debate that. Like he isn't like he has supported DeSantis.
They're all
up
doing
until DeSantis
politics, aren't
dropped
these?
out. You know, he wasn't.
Don't, when you think of Wick, you think someone who does politics. That's what I think of. He does real politics. Yeah, yeah, that's epic. That's epic.
Gunning for Biden with us. It's just-
Keffels does politics. When was the last time Keffels did politics? Even as like content. Even as like content. When was the last time Keffels did politics? When has that happened? I'm lost. I'm totally lost.
It's like, hey, if it's going to be Trump or Biden, I'm going Biden because pro-democracy, right? But as far as everyone else, everyone is doing this stuff all throughout the week anyway. They're already progressive. So in those meetings, everyone comes with different things that are happening through the week when it comes to American politics or global politics as far as an American standpoint, and discusses them. And then it's like, hey, here's everything that we brought to the table so that we can help each other expand the content. Take what you like. We'll have debates about it during the conversation. And then it's go forth and talk about what you want or don't talk about it. But then from there, something that happens is it's like, hey, you know, if you like the content someone else here is doing, you know, cover it and talk about it. It's not a requirement. There's no.
So yeah, they do come to agreements on what the best talking points are. That sounds like, is this not? How is this not just a collaborative effort to come up with the best talking points for conveying the message that they want to get across? That's the exact issue that everyone has, is that you're going to these meetings, you're being paid to go to the meeting. When you're at the meeting, you're deciding what you're going to be saying on your stream, and then you're not disclosing to your audience, who are then receiving that messaging, that you've been paid to go and organize what you're going to be saying on your stream. That's the problem, right? That's the issue that everyone has. So I don't understand why he's saying this as if it makes it sound like it's better or not as bad. Because it actually, this is the exact thing that everyone has an issue with. This is literally the problem. This is the issue. Is the pay a problem or just the meetings themselves? I have a issue with the coordination of talking points like this, just as a consumer. However, the pay and the lack of disclosure makes it an ethical issue. That's what I would say. I would still be bothered by it because it impacts the content that I'm consuming, but I would not have an ethical issue with it. But the pay and not disclosing the pay, that creates an ethical issue for me, I think. That's how I would put it. Smaggle just joined the call. Well, mate, I've got to listen to this.
Smaggle, and it was. Thank you, Nick.
Smaggle Daggle making his
What's
first
up?
appearance on a stream this big since his
The
appearance on
best-
Lolcow.
The best person to ever go on Lolcow, and that's been scrubbed from the record, but trust me.
Dude, do you understand that Keem said that if anyone posts a clip from that, they would be fired from the show? And he went on like a lengthy rant about how Smaggle isn't funny and he's an inside joke and no one likes him.
Yeah, he did say that no one thought he was funny except for us. So.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
He's our retard.
Belief, and I know it may seem like I'm contributing to that, but we do have the evidence to back up everything. I just
show it.
Okay, so we didn't get the Smaggle. We didn't get any Smaggle. That's unfortunate. That's quite sad.
Force or incentive to do it. It's just you were here to come bring ideas, to collaborate together, and then to take those ideas forth. There was explicitly, not just like no one's ever said it. There's explicitly no pressure to do anything you don't want to do or an espouse a belief that you do not have.
So if I could,
What? Nobody is saying that they are putting pressure. Who is saying that they're putting pressure? Who is saying that? There's obviously a financial incentive to keep up and play nice with the group and do the things that the group is deciding. That's the issue. Everyone's saying perverse incentive. No one's talking about enforcement or being made to do anything or threatened into doing anything. Nobody's saying that. They're coerced into doing anything. It's about an issue of the perverse incentive that exists when there's money involved and not disclosing that. Jesus, dude. $1.99 from Spoopy. I won't stand for the smuggler rage. It's very sad. I hate seeing Smag get treated like this. This new setup is reminiscent of someone. Who? It's reminiscent of 2 people, because I've stolen it from 2 places. Where is the real hero of the Mom Max story on the call? Where is Road Pagan? Good question.
Spoops super chatted $1.99. I won't stand for the smaggle erasure.
It's a mix of, I said this earlier, it's a mix of Fuentes and Salvo's sets, really. Salvo has like the black backdrop with the wooden table, and I like that. But I like Fuentes' camera angle. So this is what we went for. Oh, Kenny, that shit is so funny. I've moral issue. Oh, I share shit on screen. Oh, I've a moral issue with Wick not letting his friends know. Poor guys, they just found out their friends bought out. Yeah, it's so funny when Rally joined that Jstlk stream. It's just like, you guys getting paid? I did a full accent for him then. It's very funny. But yeah, very funny stuff.
I feel like I kind of understood the point that Counterpoints was making. I won't just say that that's your point, but if I have it understood correctly, some of the people who take the money, they feel like, listen, PV, with this money, they can't make me do anything I don't want to do. And so this is honestly just free money to grab. And if you have a spine or if you're not a sellout, like, what's the harm in it? They can't force you. And but
Chaeiry,
the problem is,
sorry.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, from there, the problem is, hold on, just let me finish and then you can have it.
Yes, I'm sorry.
From there, Counterpoints even acknowledging that, just because you have a spine, just because you maybe believe that you're not being a sellout or something, it should give you, I don't know, it should make you co-sign us questioning other people who are paid by PV. Because I can't know if they have a spine or if they're not sellouts without questioning them.
If I can just speak to, if I can speak to what you were saying. Yeah, but very quickly, this is actually going to be of particular interest to you. So Kid Not Kin was offered to be a part of this and to receive money for this, and he refused, and he gave a 5-point letter explaining why. And the first one he says is this, and I'll just quote him directly. PV wants to make social media changes that boost the individual creators involved. Allowing them to do so is a contractual obligation. So PV wants to make pages of its own accord that represent the creators that are involved with them. This means that association is public, and each creator is now tied to the other creators involved. If anyone were to have bad PR, that PR can affect all those professionally associated. For example, if you look at the PV YouTube page, there was a PV event where you guys at PV all went to get drinks and hang out. Not only did it look like an in-group hangout and had little to do with politics, there was, my apologies, Chud Logic ranting about quote-unquote the blacks. If PV was a larger group, incidents like this could be catastrophic. So I do wonder if it's a little bit
more man, involved. Are we going to do that? Do they actually review it here? When do they watch it? Oh, man. Okay.
Than just people coming in to chat about politics. It seems like there is something uniting them, and I think the danger here is that people are supporting this thing as a specifically progressive organization, but it's allowing itself to get like collectively tainted by the activities of the people it's picked to represent it. And I think it's picked them very unwisely. And I think that's the general thrust of the issue with Wick. It's not just that Wick is getting paid to do nothing. It's like, well, but why though? You have so many choices. Like there are people you could support that would actually
like how they're choosing to allocate the money that they raise, right?
Yeah, and it feels like the reason why Wick was picked is because Wick is a Brianna Wu simp.
It's a soy IMO. There's no such thing as an unbiased political stream. It's just because no one's saying unbiased. Where have you ever heard someone say they want it to be unbiased? Nothing is unbiased. It's an issue of there being a financial incentive that is undisclosed. A financial incentive to espouse positions that you may not otherwise espouse that is undisclosed. That's the problem. The same as when you advertise a product and you get paid. You're unlikely to say something bad about the product because they're giving you money, right? It could be that the contract says you can say, well, give an honest review of the product, but you still have to disclose that you're being paid. Like it's so obvious. Well, you saying that you sound retarded by saying, "Oh, it's soy, it's soy." Well, you want unbiased? No one's saying unbiased. No one's saying. And who has said that? Name one person who's saying that.
Bluntly.
So, a few things. I did not have any involvement in the
No, of
picking
course
of
not.
anyone, but I do want to say that Wick does contribute during the meetings. Like as far as our goal of what those meetings are, Wick is contributing, and there are mechanisms
Wick does a good job, okay, guys. Wick does a good job. Stop being mean to Wick, okay, guys.
in place that are we're still working out where we're going to help these creators. You know, the
Oh,
goal is
dude,
for I say we
this
are
is
I'm on the
dire.
decision making process for this, but the goal is
Wick
to help
brings
these
value.
creators like who are doing the work they're already doing, help them expand it. So you know we get
Brother.
they make the content. You know they're going to provide some resources to help them do some editing.
Well,
and
Lycan,
other
very,
things.
very quickly, just because right off the bat, like of the people who are involved with PV, I think you, Aaron, and Pixie are sort of unequivocally ones that I think are justified being involved. In your assessment, to the extent that you can talk about anything, like what concrete benefits has Wick actually given to PV?
Well, like I said, in those discussions, like one of the major things that the streamers are there for is to come and bring news items and make points about them. And
Yeah, sure, but like, is there a particular one that stands out? Like, has he ever like?
No, but that's my inability to answer that is more like I don't really follow a lot of the other creators and the work they do. I think Josiah
mate.
is one of the few that I'm familiar with, and that's just tertiarily because he's a friend. And
So I asked Connor, Wick, and now Lycan has been asked. Three people are in these meetings have been asked. What is one thing that Wick has suggested or discussed in those meetings, and what is the action that has been taken off the back of that? And none of them, not a single person so far, has been able to answer. What has Wick actually done? What has he actually done? What value has he actually brought? Not a single person can answer this. Nobody can answer this. This is the impossible question. It's so brilliant. It's so funny.
But I mean, like in the context of the meetings.
But as in the context of the meetings, yeah, Wick is one of the biggest contributors as far as the discussions go.
Really, like what's give an example.
Well, that's what I mean. Like it's every week. So the whole thing is there are topics, they're brought up, they're debated. Wick is one of the ones who's constantly stoking like different angles of conversation.
Okay, so his contribution is he talks to you guys in the Discord.
He's having good discussions. He's having good discussions,
right?
guys.
Like that the call is supposed to be a collaborative moment where people.
Oh no, absolutely. But I think like for myself, when I think of who I want,
I don't think I'm going to have a
coffee
answer.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not trying to pin you down. Just the
I know.
point
I'm just saying for even anyone, like even if we're talking about Josiah, who I believe you have a decent amount of respect for.
I have a decent amount of respect for, yeah.
I'd say the same thing. Like him and Josiah are two of the most.
Like Josiah.
But see, here's the thing. If Josiah says very little, I anticipate that very little he's going to say is going to be worthwhile. When I hear Wick talking a lot, I don't get the impression that this is a contribution. I think there's a lot of people you could pay money to talk a lot and get very little out of, and that's kind of the general impression I get. Wick doesn't know anything about politics. For example, he was announcing the ground invasion of Gaza a month before it took place. Like it's
yeah. So that's why where like this was kind of what I was going to say to Chaeiry's point. So this might be two birds, one stone. The note I took was it could be a risk that there's someone here saying they hold a certain views but are just lying to collect money. But at the end of the day, you know. Companies pay a lot of coders, and some coders aren't pulling their weight. Take coder and replace your random job. At the end of the day, up to this point, PV is satisfied with the work being done, and you know there are going to be some that are better than others.
Well, I think the question is not so much what PV is satisfied with. I think the question is
Sunday?
Why is PV satisfied with this? Given of all the people you could select, including by the way, people that Brianna Wu and Wick have bullied on this platform that actually do know a little bit about politics. Why Wick in particular? How did he get in? See, it seems to me that the only thing Wick has contributed up until the point of working with PV is running panels like
let's go.
A whole bunch of other people. Like what is the incentive in particular to get his voice into these meetings?
I mean, if I were to guess, and again, not involved in the decision-making process, but if I were to look at it, Mindwaves was one of the people. If this was happening a few years ago, Mindwaves would have been someone that comes in and. We all heard the points that I think Connor made towards Mindwaves that he was pointing out were similarities between Mindwaves and Wick.
Would Mindwaves taking the money?
I'm going to level with you. If it was Mindwaves, I'd probably have the same objections. He's just a little more contained when he's live.
Sure. But what I'd say to that is anyone running panels who is getting other people to have these conversations, and those conversations are generating content. I think that is something that PV sees value in. It's something I see value in because, as Connor pointed out,
What
those
value?
tend to
Explain to me the
generate a lot
value.
of,
Show me the value.
A conversation.
I want
Other people are
the
gonna
show me
react to those,
Lycan.
other
Show
people
me
are
the
gonna join
value.
in, other people are going to be inspired to take up their own streams. There are small, like what's his name? Who? Let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. Was it just no? Who was it? There's someone who's kind of big now that was inspired by.
You're thinking of Josiah, Pondering Politics, probably.
Is it? It was
Pondering
who was
Politics is the
inspired-
guy who's like massive now. Yeah.
He
No,
used to be
no, wait,
called Ruminate.
No, it's not that.
Well, he
It's- I'm
knows.
trying
He
to
knows
think-
who it is. 100%.
Lycan spurging so
no,
bad.
I'm trying to think of who. It's not that. It's that was inspired by, what's his name? It's another black creator. It's not irrelevant.
Are you talking about Prime Kai?
Yeah, someone
No,
was.
Wick comes
Are you
from
talking
Prime
about
Kai.
Rhizome?
You got the
It was
causality
Wick.
backwards.
Okay, that's it.
No, Wick
Okay.
comes from Prime Kai. Prime Kai doesn't come from
No,
Wick.
he's talking about Rhizome.
No,
Oh,
no.
Rhizome.
I'm thinking.
Rhizome's earlier than that.
I'm thinking of Wick.
Rhizome
So
mentioned-
it's
Oh, you're
like,
thinking-
So
Yeah, Lycan.
so-
Wick used to be in Prime Kai.
I'm such a
panels.
fucking retard.
Right, so
Prime Kai wasn't
Prime-
inspired by Wick.
Right, no, that's what
No,
I
I
meant.
think
I
he's
was
saying it the other
thinking-
way around. I thought
Hold
he
on,
was saying.
let me talk.
Maybe
I'll
just
get
let
it.
him finish. Fucking
No.
hell. Losing
Thank
my
you, Kelly.
fucking mind.
Keep us
So-
under control, Kelly. You got it.
So, Prime begets Wick. Wick begets other people that are going to come on here. So even if Wick doesn't get huge, Wick is running these panels.
Hey guys,
which
that
have
was a
always
great
been,
time
like,
to
a
remind you.
major
Okay.
source of
Okay, guys, please remember to like, subscribe, donate, buy a membership, gift membership, buy a super chat if you can. Thank you very much. Thank you.
content generation and inspiration for other people in this space, and it's what kind of keeps this
I mean, he
space
gets.
going.
I don't think that's true. He gets under 1,000 subs per live stream on average. I don't think people even notice Wick. I think the only reason why people are talking about Wick at all is because he's gotten regular Destiny appearances, which means when you're talking about the benefit Wick brings, you're just talking about Destiny's involvement, which you already have.
But
And-
like I did a podcast back in the day for StarCraft, and when I would stream StarCraft or anything else by
Sure.
myself, I'd get 60 views. When I streamed with my panel of people that are well-known figures, I was getting 2,500 to 5,000 views.
Okay, so why do you need Wick then? You do a better job.
Well, no, my point is that it was because of the names I attracted. So when Wick attracts those names, and even if he gets those bigger numbers at that point than when he's just streaming by himself, he's still contributing.
What names is Wick attracting? What, getting a super chat from Lex Friedman once every 3 months? Amazing networking, bro. Honestly, fucking brilliant. Fucking amazing job, dude. What an idiot. What names is Wick attracting? It's just Destiny and Destiny orbiters. It's just Destiny and whores Destiny's fucked. Those are the only people. Those are the only people it gets.
Like
Okay.
that?
I mean, there was more Progressive Victory stuff to watch as well, so I might just finish.
True.
Into the ecosystem, and that was.
But
the
he's
value
not
of
bringing in
podcast.
bigger numbers even with those names. He brings on Destiny, he still gets under 2,000 views a stream.
That's still more views than when he gets by himself, right? It's
Yeah,
still
but
more
that's
eyes
lower
on it.
views than almost every.
What the fuck?
Wait, Lycan was on. This is from today.
Yeah.
Come the
everybody
fuck
else involved.
on.
Like,
Lycan was on last night
once
as well,
again,
though.
like the
Well,
overwhelming
I wouldn't know, sir.
question that I just
He gets
can't get
he gets
over is,
paid
like,
by Progressive Victory.
there are
So.
better
Can I try
to
answering
do
this
what?
question?
readily.
To, I don't know, wash Destiny's cock, I assume.
Yeah, he's just like a fucking clink. Like he's a ball bearer.
Yeah, literally a ball washer. In fact,
available. Yeah.
Holy
Just really
fuck.
caddy. So I would think that probably
He's like the
reason
caddy
you
for a
bring Wick on
caddy. Like we're
is
going back to
probably
the
does run the
Ramona
most
thing.
consistent and most. Yeah, the most consistent
Jesus.
and most frequent panels, right? Would you disagree with that, Sunday, despite their viewership?
The most frequent panels?
Yes. The most, like, he does it the most frequently and the most consistently.
That's accessible to low view streamers. Right?
Sure, or something. Yeah, something like that. Like basically, out
Well,
of,
I
like,
think
the TwitchPol people-
unfortunately, I think food shops until recently had him beat a little bit.
That's
Okay,
true.
so
Yeah.
we could say food shops would be
Well,
another.
the
Don't
cons
bring
on
food shops
you.
up, dear God.
I'm not.
Pedophiles on you.
You got to hand this the pedophile. You got to hand this the pedophile.
All right,
So
this
person
one
that
is
they get
true.
access
This one
to
is
and who
true.
isn't,
Finally, correct
quite as
one.
controversial is Wick. If you wanted to say like, hey, we think this ecosystem is important, here's the person who is probably the best approximation of what we want in this ecosystem for somebody who runs panels. They hear a whole bunch of opinions. They moderate debates between different points of view. That's like what we want from somebody.
Okay, no.
We should
okay,
go get
good. Good point. Good point, Jstlk. But now we run into the additional problem that actually Beckett and Rezi brought up, which is now we have a situation where the person who is the primary benefactor and seemingly the actual in for Wick into PV, Brianna Wu, taking a very strong stance on the Israel-Palestine issue, and Wick using this platform that's supposedly like cross-ideological and brings a lot of people to accuse people who are critical of the bombing and invasion of Gaza of blood libel and cutting them off. Like this happened fairly recently.
Sure.
This actually accounts for a
Oh,
lot
so
of the
you think
a lot of the
that
dip in
Wick
his
and Brianna
viewership.
Wu are engaged in Jewish trickery?
I would,
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
would not say
what it
that
is, Lav.
publicly, but I might think about it.
Yeah, I mean
privately.
that's what it sounds like. You think that he's being paid to tout some sort of narrative about that, so you
No, I
believe that
think he
they're
has. No,
part
I
of the
think he has a
Kabbalah.
financial. No, I think he has a financial and business incentive to
The
toe the line that
Kabbalah.
Brianna Wu has taken, which
With
is
an
So
talking
A.
Brianna
Bro,
Wu
it's just so
becomes the
fucking funny sometimes, man.
she becomes the
I-
Kabbalah.
She might lie about
Well,
me and say I doxed her, but you know, listen, we can forgive that. Okay, she's funny.
No, it
Alright,
actually
but,
doesn't
like,
matter.
Is
So
it
Lav,
funny
this is
when she's like on pills or off pills? Like, we gotta get.
Yeah,
get
we
it
need some
defined.
A/B testing here. Okay.
Yes,
the hypothetical I gave Wick last night.
we need
was
the
that
Lexapro
imagine
all
if
time.
PV
I think.
So let's say Wick is just this is his exact opinion, right? This is his precise opinion that he's super pro-Israel because I think that's true probably in my head. But let's say that PV and Brianna Wu took a pro-Palestine, like maybe not from the river to the sea, but like very, very pro-Palestinian views versus the mainstream. Then I don't know how Wick's opinion could change based on like the percentage of his income that could be lost if he had lost the PV connection. If they decided they didn't really want somebody who is pro-Palestine representing their views, or
Remember,
they
real
didn't want to be
quick,
giving
just
money to somebody who did that.
remember this. I'm probably out of all the people in PV, I am probably the one who has been the most vocal
worthless.
against Israel, and I've never had an
Oh,
issue
never
with
mind.
that.
Sure,
You are an
I've had-
outlier,
Look at your
like
No,
nobody.
but here's the difference between
What?
you, Lycan, and someone like Wick. You offer something, and you already have a demonstrated capacity to
Is that true?
generate views and to find.
I don't think they
success
care
in
what the
your
cook's opinions
profession
are,
as
to be
a
honest.
not
cook.
even that to go
So you're
against the
gonna-
grain.
Does being pro-Palestine change whether you can fucking wash the dishes? Is
I'm sorry.
that
what is
relevant?
Lycan-
Sure.
Does Lycan stream? If I missed this,
Yeah, to like 10, 15 people. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Like that's
so
like
like
actually sort of
Sundays,
viewership scheme.
Sundays just like glazing, just to shit on Wick. I assume.
Right? For you being
That's cool.
Steven's
Well,
that is
friend and
cool,
able to have
actually.
debates and
Unironically, that's
disagreements
not
with him on
ironic.
his platform,
Well,
despite
I'm
the
speaking
feedback that
mainly
you got.
true, but I'm speaking mainly to the fact that Wick in particular is specifically financially incentivized to
Because he's
not
broke.
go against.
He doesn't
his
have a
primary
live-in boyfriend
benefactor,
who streams all day,
which he
Lycan.
would be. Like without Wu, once again, like he doesn't have a fraction of his income.
Well, we don't. We also don't know that precisely, like what he's making.
Well,
from
we do know a timeline where he gets PAC money to, host debates that he already would have hosted, but with the catch that Brianna Wu gets an extended period to cozy up to Vosh on stream and to talk to his audience, and then immediately following that, he's then paid for by PV after Chudlogic points out that hey, this might be against Twitch TOS. Which of course I think is the reason why there are no actual content stipulations in the PV contract that they signed, precisely because that would hinder the ability of those content creators to work, because they're typically like TOS rules in place for people who are sponsored by political organizations.
Can I just ask Sunday? Would you?
I was watching an issue with Counterpoint's position on the whole thing. What's your position? Counterpoint's issue is that he kept jumping in the way of fucking people going at Wick and trying to do redirection PR bullshit. But Counterpoint's perspective ultimately boils down to I'm doing it for the money, which is, I mean, you can't really complain about that, and he doesn't really stream enough for disclosure. Like, when is he even going to fucking disclose it? Like, he doesn't stream. Wick, on the other hand, obviously, is a different problem.
Would you actually have any problem with PV if they weren't paying Wick specifically?
I don't have a problem with PV paying Wick specifically at all, if I'm honest. I just think it represents like a poor investment, and I'm a little bit perplexed as to why they're making it.
All right, so
Well, I think
just really quickly, I just want to say, so if someone were to characterize you as just really having a problem with Wick overall, you don't think that's totally inaccurate then?
I think it's totally inaccurate. I don't actually have a problem with Wick at all.
Well,
Wick is irrelevant.
This comes down to funding.
So
I
Sounds
think
like you
he's
do.
taking it as.
So I think it just could get summarized as overall there's a disagreement of whether or not, based on your views on Wick, that there's a it's questionable to you guys whether or not PV's money is being spent wisely. Would that summarize the point?
I would say that's fair. I think I would have a similar issue, and I'd probably voice it in exactly the same ways. If it was someone like food shops, or if it was someone like, I mean, fuck, if you had a Kuihman doing the same thing, I'd be like, what are you guys doing? Same essential reasons.
Well, I mean,
just to me,
no, I think there's probably some other reasons that would be an issue with that, but
in
that's
the
okay.
grand scheme of the conversations, it's my opinion. Tell me if you disagree. I think that's like the least significant issue, because at the end of the day, it's up to PV. And if we're all talking about it from a perspective of we actually like the idea of what PV is doing, and we're giving feedback to hopefully try and make it better, I say that's a good conversation to have. Cool with it. But I think that some of the other issues you guys have seem to be more serious to you guys.
Well, I'm not part of a corporate entity, so I'm not part of a you guys. But I think more to the point, if PV is doing something ineffectively, but they are taking up airspace, from like if they're occupying the space of an organization that is engaging in this, giving the impression that this is being done, and then they're not doing it effectively, I think that's a detriment. I think in addition, if they're embarrassing like democratic politics in the sphere they're supposedly trying to do outreach in, I think that's a detriment. Like if you're trying to make inroads to like the streamer space, you're trying to get people who are specifically queued into people who are watching stuff online, then you want to get people who bring an audience and who don't create schisms within the audience that you already have. But I think what's happened is people have been specifically brought in based on their friendships with a particular individual, and it's had that exact effect.
I think that networking has probably played a role in it, but I don't think that has been like the ultimate reason people have been signed on to it.
Networking? What do you mean? That these are Twitch figures. Networking is the only reason they've been signed on.
Twitch
what?
If we
No,
can,
I mean,
if we
in the
can
sen-
call back to the Keffels thing, right? When
Okay,
she raised a bunch of
no.
money and that was to go to a certain cause that people believed that they were donating to, and then that ends up not happening. And a lot of the people in like communities like this, liberal communities, were like, you guys, like, you fucked up. Like, that's messed up for the people who donated. I would just be curious if like people who donate to PV, do they understand what they're donating to and how you guys will use those funds? That's what's maybe what I would be the most curious about. I don't even know if I'm like concerned. I feel like
Are people
I don't know if I
actually
have the
donating to
effort to-
PV?
There's almost definitely like some line in some contract somewhere, or some disclaimer, some terms of agreements or whatever, fucking terms of agreements, some shit where it says like maybe used for experimental outreach programs or some shit like that. I guarantee, or like on like some transparency report or some shit. So I think this is kind of like a retarded point. I mean, yeah, they can use the money however they want.
Or is it sort of sponsors and like
I mean, the
bigger
last thing-
people?
Well,
who
I mean,
are-
sponsors are donors, right?
So the last thing that was donated to was the house and the canvassing event, and so that all that money is going directly to that.
Yeah, so for canvassing, do like when you donate to canvassing, do
Okay, so where's the money for the streamers coming from?
you know that you're donating to bring in people that are like to bring in a conservative?
Like we're paying-
that's always gonna be funny to
No,
me.
no,
Yeah,
no,
do
no,
you-
no,
do you
no,
know
no,
that
no,
you're
hold
paying-
on,
to
hold on,
go.
hold on, hold on. None of the somebody can tell me this if they know, but I was told specifically, and I asked about this actually. I think I posted in the Reddit thread about the canvassing house, the fundraising that DGG did for the canvassing house. I was told, I believe by Brianna Wu in a reply, was earmarked explicitly for the DGG house and isn't used for PV to do any of the streamer shit at all. So
Exactly.
the money that was raised for DGG,
Okay.
that was told to me.
Well, then that's
However,
not the money that I'm
if I
talking
may,
about.
if I may though, Chaeiry, I think there is the germ of a good point there, which is when people are,
Yeah.
when people are giving money to PV, do they know that they are effectively giving money to someone like Connor, who is
Wick.
then going on stream and giving the reasons why he would never, for example, date a black woman?
Yeah, like I think Connor can exist. I don't have a problem with Connor
Oh,
making money and earning a
base.
living, but there are a lot of people who didn't even want to be on the same stream as him, or don't even like when their streamer interacts with him. Do they understand when they're donating?
Tom is live ban evading. Seriously.
No
Tom-
way.
Where? Am I ban evading? Well, no, he can't be. He's appealed.
Unlucky. Yeah, put your phone number in real
Just to
quick.
vote on the poll. Just to vote on the poll. I fucked it up.
Don't worry, I'll go vote on the poll for you. Just tell me what your vote is.
Yeah, his appeal must have gone through. Oh well. Oh well. What was
Unlucky.
It's fucking difficult to see my screen past this fucking mic, you know. Where were we? Here we go.
To, I'm
Look,
saying
I've got-
PV, not
yeah.
DGG, but PV. Do they understand that that's part of it?
Yeah, I've got somebody in my chat right now who's saying, yeah, I will not be donating to PV now that I know Counterpoints and Wick are beneficiaries of it. That is the opposite of what I want to happen.
Oh, that's
like
not
you
what
see,
I'm
you see
saying.
the problem there.
Yeah, some people would be picky, I guess.
Well, what things are being
Wait,
donated
what?
to PV?
What?
Because,
It's your money. What
I'm
would you be
talking
more
out of
picky
my
about?
understanding of things because I'm not involved with the financial
Are
operations.
you
but my
serious?
understanding, like,
Yeah.
PV
People are less
is a
picky who they have
vector
sex
for
with than what they
donations
spend
to
their money
other
on.
people,
Are you
not
joking?
PV.
Well, that depends.
Come on, Chaeiry. Be
My understanding is that
serious.
PV helps raise money for like political causes. It doesn't raise money for PV.
Well,
So,
absolutely, but hang
I
on,
think
hang
that's
on. No,
probably
no,
not true
PV is,
within the content creator program. That seems to be money they're operating with.
no,
and
no, no.
paying
Hang
people.
on, Jstlk. That is true because PV is not a for-profit organization. However, the problem is they are still responsible for allocating that money towards a progressive end. If that money is going into the pockets of people who are promoting a conservative or right-wing politics, I would say that that's a bit of a scandal.
I would say that it would be
I
silly
disagree.
if they're not doing it because they don't like Wick. Fine, it's everyone's right. They're doing
Essa, is that actually true that they haven't reported it on the what was it you said? Was it the FEC website?
it because they don't like Connor. That's fine if they're doing it because Connor is a
You
conservative.
said they didn't report for this
Again,
quarter or
Connor
something
is
like that.
here to advocate
I forgot
for
exactly.
the
For
democratic process.
For
which is the main
Biden, but the
contributor
title, the name of the organization is Progressive Victory, and you're paying money to a person who's going on stream and advocating
I mean-
directly against progressive causes on
So
on every level.
this
Just
is
because he happens to hate Trump, that doesn't seem to me like a
So
So what's it? Can't that fuck them? Like what is the deal there?
doesn't seem
this-
like a good
this-
I
hold on,
trade-off.
think
this is
Connor
a-
made it
this
clear
is-
what he's getting paid for last night. Do you remember Sunday what he's getting paid for?
I don't. Can you recall, Roman?
So he's going into those meetings and he's operating as like a red team. There's a very common thing where you have somebody who has opposing views to some other operation you're doing, and they basically point out like, "Hey, okay,
Well,
let's
slow
say
down.
you're messaging just really
Yeah,
quick.
no,
let's
no,
just say
I
you're
got you, I
messaging
got
around
you.
abortion." Connor will say like, "Here, don't say
Yeah.
these things because these things like make me feel really gross, and probably you'd put people like me off less if you phrased it this way." So you can advocate for
Absolutely.
the same policy. He's just
Yeah,
gonna
I
give
got,
a
I got
different
you,
viewpoint.
Jstlk. Yeah, I got you, Jstlk. But then it begs the question: Brianna Wu is already co-hosting a debate show with Connor. Why on earth do you need to pay him to get the perspective he's already putting out by himself? You
So
just watch his streams.
true.
Well, I don't know.
It seems like
why
you're creating a
the
controversy with no
streams would be
benefit.
the same. So the streams, I don't think would be the same because you would want the weekly meeting is probably to deal with like breaking news. Here's how we want to deal with it as progressives. Like here's the messaging we would like as progressives.
I just don't think people who are donating to
and not
Progressive
the
Victory would be really
counter-view.
pleased to know that their money's going to a conservative because he's being kept as an in-house pet.
Well,
It's a
I think
little weird.
So
That's
you're
not-
you're phrasing it a different way
Depends
than
what
I
kind
am.
of pet.
But I think
Dog or cat.
I think there's absolutely value to having an opposing viewpoint there and somebody who is at least, if not mutually aligned, somebody who you have the same enemy and they can basically say like,
Sure, but
yeah,
you
you're
have
gonna
people-
off-put fewer people if you message this
Yeah.
way.
But you have people attending these meetings who aren't getting paid, right?
Maybe.
Like you
I
have
don't know.
progressives. You have progressives who are attending these meetings who aren't getting paid. Like Kid Not Kin, for example, was not paid. He attended these meetings.
my understanding there's like a period, like a hey, let's see if you work out with the group kind of thing. But that's assumptions and not anything like it's not an official comment from me.
Lycan works. Woman has no idea how this works. What?
Well, hang on, Lycan, slow down a sec. So it just occurred to me. If
I mean,
if
Wick
you
said
have-
the
if
other day that
justification
he didn't know
for
how they
having
made their
Connor
money.
on is
Oh,
that
man.
he's
So none of these people
pro
know
the
what's
goals of
happening, and
progressive
they're
victory,
taking
but
money.
then you have him
Yeah.
on specifically to provide a counteractive view with respect to the opposite goals of progressive victory. Which one is it? Is he on site or are you paying an enemy?
Well,
because
so when it
for
comes to certain issues that aren't
Yeah.
related to democracy, it's red team shit. But when it comes to at the end of the day, forwarding, ensuring like the democratic process is not superseded by a potential tyrant, he's on our side.
Okay, but once again, it's called progressive victory. So I'm a little bit perplexed.
So would you and this might sound hyperbolic, but I mean this very
Yeah.
seriously. Like if some major Democratic PAC, like let's say Ben Shapiro turned tail,
Yeah.
as far as like, you know, we're down to the two candidates. Ben Shapiro has a come to Jesus moment, no pun intended, and and decides that he's going to go work with that pack and advocate against Trump, like all his views are antithetical to a significant.
No, you're
amount
thinking
of,
too short term, because here's the problem: if this conservative voice, like Ben Shapiro say, is benefiting financially and publicly from the association, and there isn't this isn't made like violently clear to the people who are donating in advance of them doing so, that's going to give him more leverage in the next election and in the election after that. Like, you're building up people who are your direct opponents, and I can't stress this enough. It seems to be for no benefit, because the only way he could be offering something is if you guys are actually totally in the dark about what conservative arguments are. But I see members of PV going on to like whatever podcast and debating with conservatives all the time. There's no mystery here. He doesn't offer anything that you guys don't already know. And if you don't already know it, why on earth were you guys hired?
So I just completely disagree. It's about messaging, right? It's not about like what the policy prescriptions are. I think
That's what
everybody
I just said.
knows what everyone's policy prescriptions are. But no. I can't think of a single progressive off the top of my head who actually knows what upsets conservatives when they hear it.
Wait.
'Cause you guys always
Is he just talking to retards?
say
Jstlk,
shit that's like completely retarded.
No, I understand, but let me see if I understand you correctly. So for messaging, you're talking about the purpose of involving Connor specifically and paying him money is to be able to say, hey, look, we have even a conservative on our team. We're open-minded and willing to listen to the other side.
No. It is when you go into these meetings and you
He's
say,
like a
here are the
translator.
things we want to talk about. He can say, yeah, if you say it like that, you're going to put off everybody who's like, who's, I guess, right of Biden. Every single person. So you're going to fuck
But
up
why
your
would you-
independent and centrist
Why would you
messaging.
pay him and not
But
like
hang on.
a conservative,
There are a ton
like an
of
actual conservative
conservatives, for example,
analyst?
who would find Connor's opinions
Some
on
fucking
things
idiot.
like raising children and on racial issues absolutely
Right.
abhorrent.
Like,
and I mean
he's
racial
damn
issues
near
in
a
the sense that
lib.
they'd be more progressive than he is. Why on earth would you assume that Connor in particular would be
How
able to translate
bad are
out the
they?
conservatives at large?
He said he doesn't
Okay.
hate black people. How bad are his views? I know nothing
How
about this
bad are
guy.
his views?
Sunday can
Yeah,
take quotes
give me some
sometimes and
examples.
stretch
Retarded
them a
woman
little bit,
argument.
okay?
Well, no. If
Republicans don't hate
if
black
he's
people
asked,
en masse.
for
That's
example, like,
stupid.
would you,
Not
for
funny.
example, date a black woman? He will say no because of statistical crime rates. Like it's not good. This is not what you want associated with progressive victory. I know this because he said this to me directly.
Wait,
feel like
no way
there's
he
a
said
context
that.
being left out there.
Basically, he said some
you
shit.
Well, there
about,
wasn't actually.
He was saying some shit about stats and how they inform your dating and shit like that.
Yeah, it was about like mother or like like some woman's relationship with her father or something. That's what it started from.
Jesus.
Bro, that guy's like a total idiot. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the worst part to me. That like they're just giving money to retards. And,
Yep.
and everyone's like, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong or weird going on here. Why are you paying any of these people when you could pay probably well no, you'd have to pay more. But I guess that's what it is. It's just
It's
bargain
like,
bin.
they act like that there's some like insane like shadowy conspiracy being alleged, but really all that's being said is that this is like retarded money being thrown around so Brianna Wu could build a little social group, and now Brianna Wu's gone and the whole thing's falling apart. That's what's being alleged, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's
that's what it
not
seems
some you know, oh they're gonna take over everything and force everyone to vote Democrat or some shit. I like
$1,000. Okay.
yeah, like it's just wow, this is really embarrassing and stupid, and the fact you guys are grandstanding about the fact you're involved in something is really gay.
Actually, that's the.
You can
if
send
they're-
me the clip if
I
you want.
mean, he did only say I'm only relevant because I fucked Destiny, even though I haven't fucked Destiny. So I mean, this guy does say some unhinged shit.
Anyways,
He did say that one.
Yeah,
but-
Kelly.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Look,
Don't really
obviously
let-
this is
they don't
not
let
something
that
that's
hang.
high on the
Very
list of
fucking
concerns of progressive
stupid,
victory, because they still have
worthless.
that video up of Chud Logic on stream with the leadership saying we should deport the blacks.
Oh,
Well,
brother.
listen.
That
I
was
don't-
so bad.
Do you think Chud was a sound
Wait, he
state
did.
of mind when
Okay,
he said that?
he didn't say we
That doesn't
should.
matter.
He didn't say we should. He said that if we did to 60% of them.
Okay. It's very
It
different,
doesn't
much
matter. Why is it
different.
on the channel?
Well, why would
This is
Jstlk
representative
say
of
that?
progressive victory to the
Yeah,
public.
and it's
in
still
the
maybe
media
you
up.
left
trying
it
to
up
Yeah, I
make
because
went
it
to find that
not many people-
yesterday.
Yeah. I think they watch it at some point.
watched it. I just think they left it up.
But
because
what
not
if
a
they
ton of
did,
people watched it.
But Jstlk, okay, first of all, if nobody watches it, there's no reason to leave it on. But what if a bunch of people did watch it? What if, for example,
And that's not
Progressive
it,
Victory's
since
channel
it
was
exists.
successful?
Someone will find
That
it.
would be
Uh-huh.
that would
be a
be
black
a
mark.
serious detriment
It would be
to the
it has a
careers of
serious
everybody
scandal.
involved. It's going to follow them.
I go to fall
laughed.
apart.
I mean,
quite
it's
hard
not
at this
if
clip,
it
so-
was
Someone would have to quit.
The hope is that it becomes successful, and then when it does become successful, people will dig through this stuff. I know this
Cherry
as a
spitting.
mentally ill person who has dug through people's
Cherry
content.
spitting.
Wait, that's not.
But
Hey,
okay,
yeah.
they don't even-
Yeah. I resent the characterization that of that as a mentally ill behavior. Okay, I do not like that. I don't like that she's saying that. It's not mentally ill.
Queen,
Okay,
don't speak
We did-
negatively about yourself, Queen.
we do not listen. Not all of us sit there and dig through the VODs of a man we're obsessed with every morning as the primary stream content I'm doing. Okay, this is what she did. All right, for like 2 years. Okay, it's totally different to dig on subjects of interest.
Yeah,
need to dig though, because I have a saved copy,
same guy.
for example, and if I have a saved
You and that
copy,
other
a whole
fella,
bunch of
same
people do.
guy.
Like this is actually a pretty serious problem. And I think, like bluntly, and I'm speaking to the leadership of PV directly here, Lycan, you can convey this for me. These people who are
You
appearing
are.
on stream in association with people
But it's just
really
over,
excited
bro.
because they got big streamers on, they need to think a little bit harder, because a lot of them are involved not because they want to get big in streaming, but because they want to enter actual political careers. And it's going to be a bit of a problem if all of a sudden, by some miracle, some of them get into a position where they have a chance at an actually interesting position in an actual political context, and people are able to dig up them, chumming it up and laughing with people
The
who are
guys
talking
that
about
report
deporting
the
entire
blacks.
racial categories. Or if you will, mowing down BLM protesters or raping people with a broom till they bleed out the...
Oh, don't get me wrong. I think.
Wait,
that
who is that
why
about?
the-
Who
That
said
was
the-
Destiny.
about
That was Destiny.
Right? He said that?
What was it? Let's hear it again.
Jesus.
chumming it up and
The raping
laughing
people
with
with a
people
broom.
who are talking about
You got it wrong. It's a shovel. It was a shovel.
deporting entire racial
What is that? What was that a reference to?
Or if
It's
you
an,
will,
it's an old Destiny
mowing
tweet
down
where he said, just some woman criticized him, and he
BLM.
replied with a, "I hope you get raped to R to D with a shovel." Was his response?
processors are raping people with broom.
You stupid cunt.
Oh, don't
I
get me
think
wrong.
was
I
also.
think
Oh,
that's
no,
wild
that
clip exists.
makes
I didn't
it.
know about it.
That's like the cherry on top. That's that's like chocolate
No,
frosting.
guys want to check it out? I got it up.
Oh,
right
let's
now.
go. Let's go. We're watching
But
it. Let's
listen,
go. This is huge.
Here's the it's a clip from a progressive victory event. Now, here's the thing. I watched
Trixie
this
looking
entire
very
thing 'cause
feminine
I have
presenting
no wife,
today.
and I
Thank you.
literally watched it live as it happened.
I support
Chud was
Pixie and
plastered.
her gender
okay?
journey.
Chud was
Number
out
5.
of his fucking mind drunk. Okay, so we'll just watch it, and you can watch. He is
Just
clearly.
that's not like a good thing.
I don't know if we all know this, but Chud Logic is somebody who makes racial jokes, who I think is clearly not racist, right? Like the
Yeah?
whole point
No,
of his
he is.
stream
No,
he
no.
basically-
All
Okay,
you libs are racist. All you libs are. That's kind
That's
of
not
the
true.
important.
That's not true.
Important part of being a liberal.
I'm not
is being a
racist.
racist.
I'm not racist.
You're not racist where it counts, but you are racist.
Point of
That's that
information.
line, right? Okay.
Point
go
of
ahead.
information, Jstlk, before you
All
play
you
it.
libs are
He's
racist.
not racist
That's
like
very
Connor
fine.
is.
It's funny.
He just said he's not racist like Connor is.
Yeah.
Right?
See, like what I
the whole
said.
point of his stream is he
Me and
basically
Sunday,
Okay,
same page.
point of
walks that
information.
line, right? Okay.
Point
go
of
ahead.
information, Jstlk, before you play it.
Yeah.
He's not racist like Connor is.
Hey, you really, when you hate people, sometimes you can't.
I don't
stop
hate
yourself.
Connor. I don't hate Connor.
Okay.
How could you hate
Dude.
Connor? He's ineffectual.
Sunday's so based. Sunday's so based. He's so cool.
Real quick, I think Sunday's point is actually a good point, which is it doesn't matter that he didn't mean it.
Man,
All of
I
us
didn't
know
ask
that.
for
But
him,
if for some reason this were to blow up into a bigger issue, it doesn't matter the context. Same with like Destiny.
Yeah, the fact that you let a drunk guy on
it doesn't
is the
matter that he
problem.
was just talking
If
about
that- if
quoting
that's
Dave
your
Chappelle
go-to.
jokes. At the end of the day, everyone that wasn't a Destiny fan
Exactly.
thought
Or the
he
Rittenhouse
was just
statement.
like defending saying the N-word willy-nilly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
white America doesn't want to
Well,
hear you
I-
say the N
You
word.
guys are saying don't do this.
White
to
America
Chud.
fears the
Dude, all
N-word.
I'm
You know
saying
that,
is
correct?
Chud normally he
They don't want
makes
their
jokes
children
that
listen to
involve
rap.
race, right? He jokes about this on stream
Fucking
a lot,
idiot.
and so it's a part of his
Chud's a
humor.
big boy.
And when he was,
Chud's a big boy.
when
He
he
knows
was
what he's
like,
doing.
when he is this many drinks deep, he's trying to make a normal joke he would make, and he's not realizing he's like, he just doesn't have the. It's
Well,
a
he's-
finely
he's-
tuned
he's-
machine
What is
normally,
this?
okay?
What is this
And
cope
he
from
gets-
Chase Talk? I don't understand the cope.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't usually say something this extreme, would he?
He wouldn't, but he would think to say it, and it would be very funny. He would.
Yeah,
he
but
knows that
all
it's
Jstlk's
bad.
saying is that Chud's really drunk, so he doesn't have the tact and the subtlety of his usual humor. He just outright says, you know.
It's the setup, but he
Well, he
forgot to
says.
develop a punchline. I think that's,
Yeah.
that's what I put it. Even when he said that, I mean, in his defense, and it's I can defend him because he's not going into politics. He actually just said, "Oh fuck, sorry, never mind," because like he realized there wasn't a way to,
You realize
there wasn't a way to bring
he
it back.
fucked it up. Hold on.
Yeah.
Can I say anything racist? Yeah. Okay. And say that ours.
Wait. That are you
That's the
joking?
oh yeah, no, that's the setup, and then that's the
That's
punchline. Yeah.
crazy.
Say anything racist?
I didn't even remember that.
Oh, dude, can I say something racist?
Yes, go right ahead.
Go right ahead on the Progressive Victory stream. That's what you want.
Racist. God, bro. If we deported 16% of the blacks, there'd be no more crime, and blacks are retarded. Okay, shit. Okay,
Jesus Christ.
I didn't even remember that part. God damn, I would never say nothing like that.
Fucking the background is so fucking loud.
Play it one more time. I had the volume.
Okay, I can play it one more time.
Sunday, can you run it back?
Bro, what is? You can hear that perfectly. I hate the cope. The cope is the worst part of this. Can I say something racist? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Jesus Christ.
If we deported 16% of the blacks, there'd be no more crime, and blacks are retarded. Okay, shit. Okay,
And it's like he skipped past the go ahead and say something racist.
Everybody was drunk there, and Chud was very, very drunk.
This is so fucking annoying. It's not
It's actually
excusable.
crazy to say that you don't think that Chud logic is racist. Like it's actually even outside of like that. Like it's just crazy.
All you libs are
He's,
racist.
like,
It's
known
just
for being
true.
racist.
Yeah,
Those
in
are
a
two
joking
contradictory
sense.
sentences, but yeah.
Wait, no, wait a
I
goddamn
think the
minute.
main
I will not
point
stand for
is-
this.
Look,
You are going in timeout for 60 seconds.
Okay, look. Chud logic. The state of
I
his
won,
soul.
I won.
is not really relevant
Deport
here.
retard stylo now.
I
logic
don't think
is-
you
is
can
a
leave that in
perfectly benign
there,
person
but I will take the time
as an individual. The problem though is when you're talking about progressive victory, you're talking about the shot. What are you like putting forward as like your face?
Yeah, this is your advertising.
Right? Chud logic, even not being
This was their
affiliated with
first
TV,
major
doesn't-
outing, and they're like, "Can I say something racist? Sure, go
Sure,
ahead.
go
I
ahead.
say retard all the time."
This friend,
This is
like
like-
chummy hangout with these people
You're
who
not-
are affiliated with TV
Oh,
who are in
man.
leadership roles now.
So stupid.
This now becomes the face of PV. It's actually so serious. Like even if this happened like in the context of
Sunday's just
them
correct.
not being associated with them, and they didn't have a comeback to them, that could reflect very poorly on the people.
I think
like it's bad.
I think we're overplaying how serious this organization was and how.
Oh my god! So now they're not even a real organization.
Yeah. Just total
Jesus
deflection. I mean, do the Progressive Victory people agree they're not that serious?
Like,
Can we go back to
this is
Jstlk
very
kneeling on
new.
Tom
The
and
people
Wick?
involved
This is
are
very
new
bad.
to
This is
be,
really
like,
bad.
Professional organizations. They're streamers who have their own careers and their own standards for everything they do. They're not used to operating within like one framework or one guideline. So obviously mistakes are going to be made. Like,
Well, I don't
very
think that's
clearly
true.
made.
I think everybody involved on that in that clip, for example, you've got Kyla. She got her start doing media production for an addictions counseling organization. You've got Pixie. Pixie's, I think, I don't know what her position in the organization is, but it's high up at this point.
She's the trans representation, I believe.
There's
Ring TV in the comments there. Ayo.
no excuse for this. Destiny by now has been directly
Chud Logic
disavowed
stole the
by a
show.
Democratic
Hilarious.
Oh no.
Everybody
Not like
from
that.
stream knows exactly what the stakes are.
Sure.
Yeah,
They just really
the
don't
people
care
in the
about it.
comments, their
Kyla is
supporters
like
are saying,
either a
racism
university
based.
student or recent university
Gringle,
grad,
racism
made
based.
YouTube videos for places she was
Idiot.
interning for. You're making this all sound like it's crazy experience. She made YouTube videos as an intern somewhere. Pixie, I don't even recall what she said for Pixie.
Yeah, so you would
One
know how to
project
represent a
why
company.
Destiny was
Like, this is
denounced because he had
unbelievable
an
code.
insane campaign against him.
Look,
Boss, I didn't know it was bad to
again,
say
like,
I hate
Sanders is
blacks
fucking
on the company account. I didn't think that was a bad thing to say. I was drunk, sir.
No. You
You're fired.
misunderstand me. The point is not that these people are all like seasoned mainstream media anchors. The point is that these people know enough by now, once again, to
You know how
not
to operate in
publish
public.
a video in which they are sitting.
know how to
next
behave
a
publicly.
guy while laughing and drinking, talking about deporting all of the blacks because it will end crime.
Not all,
Like they know
16%.
better than this, and if they don't, I come back to my
Not all,
original
not all.
question: is why on
Not
earth
all.
is Progressive Victory hiring people who don't know not to do that? Children
Correct.
know not to do that.
Listen, I think that's probably a valid question, and there's probably people.
I think
who
it
are
is.
working here. Listen, there are probably people who.
I think
are
that's
working here
probably
that
a valid
it was
question.
Decided that hey, their experience in the streaming space is worth more than having.
Bro, these people
more
in chat
talented,
are
maybe
just fucking
administrators
scum
or
suckers.
Certain people running this stuff. Okay,
Like Wick.
I think it's fine. Well, I think
Like
Wick is more one. He's not running it, right? This would be on the people running this channel and running PV.
True. Yeah.
So it's very different.
And
Get
would
Chud
you
in
say
here?
that that's
Chud
normally
wants to come in,
how?
he can.
Would you say that's normally how this goes, where people's sort of networking position or their like clout position is more valuable than experience?
I mean, I can't stress enough. This video's been up for months now,
does she
and
mean by
nobody's had the
that?
wherewithal to take it down.
That's true. Sunday
So-
spitting.
It's a little silly.
It could very easily be that just not many people knew about it, cared about it. Like I think
Yeah,
probably
but
Well,
no, but
they
you
all know
misunderstand
about it. It got spread
It's
around
being
on Twitter and
archived
shit.
now.
Sure.
It would demonstrate the.
How many views
minimal
on the
degree
stream?
of
What
necessary
we are
focus
looking at it.
to
This is
know
like
not to let that
5,000,
be.
6.
There is
yeah,
a
5.8.
Progressive Victory contractor in the call right now, and nothing's being done about it. Lycan sitting there right now, and the video is set up.
Oh man,
So
That
I
should
think
never have made it to the
I think
channel.
this is actually.
I just
now
can't
this is
take
more
it.
showing
I
your
hate
lack of
liars.
work
Anyone else hate
experience or
liars?
collaboration experience. This is like a very standard level of incompetence at any company.
What?
This is
But
not
it isn't.
what.
That is not
You'd be
standard. That
fired.
is not standard at all. What are you talking? How many companies have videos of someone saying, "Oh my god"?
Point.
Sure,
Because what does he mean? Like, does he
I agree
mean
with
the
you.
people
It's
are
incompetence.
incompetent, or
It's a
the
standard
leaving the
level
video
of
up? Is
But
incompetence
it's
that
actually
exists everywhere in the world.
But it's sustained incompetence over
This
months
is
with
so
people directly
stupid.
pointing out
Yeah,
to
he meant
them
the
this
video,
is
I
a
guess.
problem.
Yeah, I think
maybe.
if they
I don't
get
really
pointed
know
out
when
to
has
them,
when
what
has
the story
PV
is there.
Why
when
is
has
he
PV responded to
caping?
any of the feedback regarding this? Like the bare fact that this is up for as long as it is suggests
Where does feedback
you're not
come
paying
from?
attention. To,
I don't know where. Listen, I'll go look at the comments.
Dog, is
Thanks
this
for the
nigga's
live stream,
check in the
dude.
mail?
Chud was so
There's
wasted
no
on
way.
this after party, doesn't even remember anything. Chud Logic stole the show. Hilarious to
No,
finally
no.
see
The
what
great
Chud Logic.
comment.
I might
No.
be
Shouldn't
progressive
any
for
of
the
the
first
like
time
content
thanks to
creators
Chud
do
Logic.
something? Right?
I mean,
It's
you would
like,
think
bro,
so. I'm a little bit
it's-
baffled
I haven't
about
seen
that.
a single
But
person
J-Stock,
who's complaining. So where are they getting
okay,
the
but
feedback?
J-Stock,
Just show me the
J-Stock.
feedback.
Okay, but
Because it's
no, but
funny.
J-Stock.
It's not a good thing
Here's
to
the problem.
do.
You're countering my complaint that Progressive Victory is acting incompetently by saying, well, of course they're acting incompetently. They're incompetent.
The fans love it.
It's not
Yeah.
very compelling.
Yeah. No,
And I actually don't think they
I don't know
are. I
what
think the
you-
leadership is. I think the leadership is smarter than this, and I'm frustrated that, for example, my political position is being represented so poorly by people who should know better.
Okay.
Yeah, so
and
I,
mean,
don't think
that's
President
fine.
Sunday needs corporate experience, right? He's trying to show what his concern is,
Chaeiry's
and
winning.
it's because he is a progressive, and he's pointing.
Yeah,
it
I'd rather
to
you guys
examples
use his
of
money
it.
for literally anything else.
Yeah, they're not like the worst, but then those examples should be like heard and maybe fixed. Like after this stream, maybe sometime after this stream, like this should get addressed. No?
Lycan, at
They
Lycan.
could take this video down or something, or they could just go to the.
Yes,
YouTube
I mean,
should.
Lycan, that'd
and
be
Would that be
a
reasonable?
piece out.
Lycan, that'd be a smart move. You can convey that to somebody.
He
who's
is
powerful.
adding
I
Lycan.
don't think so. I don't think that this is. A
Sweep
big
it up, Jenny. Sweep it up.
No,
Sweep it
but-
up. Go,
but
go get your boss on the line.
This is
Get your boss.
unbelievable.
Go get the big man on the line, eh?
Fucking head of the janitorial staff.
And also at this point, probably taking it
This
down
is-
makes no
this is
difference.
actually just
Sunday City
unbelievable.
already
They're
has a
coping
copy.
so
A
hard.
bunch of people will have a copy of it, but I don't know if
I'm
you guys
befuddled.
think this makes a difference. I think this is like a
Okay,
standard
but here's
level of
the
somebody
here's
forgot
the
this
difference.
happened or didn't
Yeah.
really care, didn't think it was a big
Well,
deal.
just-
And there's like a
6,000
difference in
views.
opinion.
Nobody
Yeah,
remembered.
but J-Stock, here's where you need to think. Okay, don't think of it like what's good for Progressive Victory. Think of what's good for progressivism generally, and for the people who are directly involved in this video. Let's say Pixie goes on to get into government somewhere. That being dug up is going to.
The only thing progressive about Wick is his gum disease, Bumba.
Jesus.
Thank you.
Like the whole
Thank
Claudine Gay thing.
you.
Yeah, Claudine Gay doing a little bit of plagiarism. It's really common in university.
Hit
But
oopsie
her doing
poopsie.
that in that particular capacity has made a shitstorm for progressives in like trying to run like administrate universities across the board. It's made them all targets of the exact same attack. Like this stuff is actually really serious. Now, if the argument is it's okay, they're failures, they've been killed in the crib already, it doesn't matter. Sure, but then
Crib death.
why then it's kind of a scam, right? Like they're
Yeah, it
not
is a
they're not
scam,
actually
it's
for progressive
true.
victory. They're just irrelevant. They're just taking
They're
cash
for
as they can.
progressive
I
money
don't think that's
holding.
true. I think they actually want to make a difference. But the stuff they're doing right now is going to have the
I think
complete
it's a
opposite
scam,
effect. It's actually
personally.
hurting them.
I would
I
say
think this
that
kind of
all
short
these
term, this
people-
short term thinking about like being really excited. We've got like big streamers. Ooh, that's not going to help. That doesn't help them in the real world.
I would say if this is true, these people were all fucked from the point they entered Twitch politics. That they probably all have things up here that could be used against them. I don't think that you're arguing.
Well,
that,
yeah,
like,
they
if
should have
go into the world
pretended
as
want to be
progressive
political
politicians,
actors.
they'll have a
Correct.
difficult time. I don't disagree with you.
I'm
but
not.
Five ankles saying in chat. Who is the fat black dude on the call with Kuihman?
What the fuck?
Talking about I'm not talking about the creators.
Fat?
I'm talking about the people who are
Oh
not
my
creators,
God.
who are in positions of
That's fucked
administration. I'm
up.
talking about the people who are working with it for progressive victory itself,
And they can't be
either
sick?
for its own end or to use that as a leaping pad to doing something more important later on. Those
Why did the
people are in
Kuihman?
danger
Why did
by stuff
Kuihman?
like this.
Why did Kuihman say that? Why did Kuihman read it?
Can't they just
People who
address
have
it?
nothing to do.
Just cover your
address it.
face.
I don't think
And
it's
clarify,
Shock off.
take it down if they
Stylo,
think, you
you're
know what,
fat.
this was
Stylo,
a
you
mistake.
sound
I don't
obese.
think this
Show
was
off, show off now.
Just cock Stylo now.
The people involved.
Show
this
your
is literally like,
balls.
hey, we paid for like an after party somewhere, and somebody took a video, and we accidentally left
But
the
like
video up.
but-
any
okay,
of it,
but look,
Jstlk. Whether
Jstlk.
it's this video, whether it's who's getting paid, like just any of this, is it that big of a deal that they can't just like address it? If
Yeah,
it's
like,
creating
I think
so much
I think
conspiracy?
addressing it is pointless. I don't think
Jstlk, do
anybody.
you think-
I don't think anybody
Jstlk.
knows about this that needs it
Jstlk.
addressed. Go ahead.
Jstlk, there is a single
How
Jstlk.
circular does this stupid fucking argument have to be?
Okay,
Can we,
thanks,
like,
Kelly.
try and wrap it up?
Jstlk, there is a single photograph of Justin Trudeau in blackface at a Halloween party. Okay, that is
No, I think there are two. I think there's three actually.
Oh, yeah,
I think there's
there's
three.
There's a few photos of Justin Trudeau in blackface.
This is-
But you
yeah,
know who hasn't caused grief to? You know who it hasn't caused grief to?
Didn't cause him the election.
The other people, yeah, also. But
Well, who was he
also,
running
the
against,
people who
right?
are in those photos. There's no
They
they're
hated
like,
that
"Hey,
motherfucker.
This guy
I forgot
for
what his
wearing
name
blackface.
is.
Why
yeah,
like,
but the
you can't
people
work here?"
that's because the people in those photos are irrelevant. The danger comes if progressive victory is successful, or if any of the people associated with it who are now on camera next to that become successful.
Show me
That's the
anybody who's
danger.
gotten in trouble for having a picture with them next
Why-
to somebody.
They
what's
haven't
this?
succeeded yet.
Can
Kelly,
I
please,
ask
for the
a
love.
fucking You've been
Yes.
talking constantly for the last fucking half an hour. No,
All right,
don't
will
talk
Kelly
over
Jean
me.
say something important or valuable?
We
Let's
don't
take
care
bets.
what happens to these streamers, and we do not care what happens to progressive victory. So why are we spending so much time talking about?
Well,
this?
I actually
Damn,
do care.
Kelly
You're
Jean-
just
You not-
factually
you
incorrect.
don't care.
Kelly Jean saying,
Like,
"Who
why not
cares?"
care about
What
any
an
of these people that
amazing
don't like
opinion.
you?
Because they're advocating.
Can we please
for
get a round of
politics that
applause for
are
Kelly
Charge
Jean?
out the wall when she
do
does
like
this.
them. I like some
So
of them.
fucking
Right.
based.
The
Who does care,
arguments,
Kelly?
okay,
So true.
I don't think anyone.
Kelly, why don't you
cares
lead?
about
I'm
what
just-
people
I'm
do on the
just,
yeah,
fucking
like,
internet.
I'm just a nice
It's
guy
their
that way. Okay?
responsibility
It's all
to
internet
worry
stuff.
about, right? Like,
I mean,
none
you're
of this
wasting
shit-
you're wasting breath sitting in a conversation that you clearly have no passion for. I don't.
He's
why
so.
do you care?
He's so
Ah.
Because it's Kelly.
Why aren't you?
I
Why are you
don't
still
care.
fucking
Be
here?
careful, okay?
I want to wrap this part of the conversation up and move on to the
This
next.
isn't about me and my big fat titties.
Sure. So
Can we talk about
all
something
I would
else?
say is that probably if
I'm
people
gonna lose
who were
it.
photographed with like Jeffrey Epstein,
White
can
women.
still
White
operate
women.
politically,
Stay far away
and
from
the people
me.
who are at this progressive
For
victory
my
thing, and
safety.
the people who weren't at it, who are involved with progressive victory, are not going to be harmed by that video existing.
The
I think
people-
we're
the
making
people
way
who are-
too big. I think
Okay,
you're saying
but
people who are
listen,
in progressive victory who are
Jstlk,
unaffiliated with that,
you're
they
comparing-
have no problems with
No,
that.
no, but you're comparing apples and oranges here. Okay, like a conservative, for example, it's not.
True.
Gonna be
Kelly isn't
vulnerable
even
to the same kinds of
American.
attacks that a
The only
progressive-
non-American
I
in the
don't think any
call,
progressive
unless
is
Jstlk's
vulnerable to this
Canadian.
attack. I
With
completely.
fear the
Jstlk
woman.
and President
I
Sunday are
think
both
that's silly
Canadian.
because
Oh,
progressives
but
have been attacked
Sunday's
on these
based,
grounds
so who gives a fuck? He gets to talk
for
about it.
decades. This is like commonplace.
Sure.
This is super common. This
The
is how
example you used was Justin Trudeau, who, after the blackface incident, was re-elected as Prime Minister of Canada.
This is
Okay,
we're
but
circling back
why?
again. You're not making any progress in this conversation.
Oh
Just
my
make
God,
this
Kelly,
continue
leave!
for a second. We need to
Okay.
talk
Okay,
about
but
this
for
anymore.
every Justin Trudeau that gets elected, there are hundreds.
Guys,
and hundreds of people
I'm
who
Kelly
just
Jean.
lose
I'd like
out
to
of
babble about
organizations
nothing for the rest of
because
the
of
evening.
organizations
this
that
is,
were in association
painful.
with them. A whole
Okay.
lot of people here who I think would be
It's
really
me,
positive
Kelly
in positions
Jean.
of actually
Can we talk about
killed
literally
people
anything
because
else
they're thinking
that I'll
very
complain
short
about
term and really
anyways?
excited about having
It's
a
me,
future.
Kelly
The
Jean.
A-logging Tom. We'll skip ahead. The A-logging Tom.